Hello students, welcome to Vivid Botany. We have a question about match the following here. The first one that we see here is that iron. Iron is required for synthesis of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll constituent element is actually magnesium, but iron is required for synthesis of the chlorophyll that we know it very well. So zinc is required for synthesis of tryptophan, and tryptophan is a precursor of auxins, that is IAA, and zinc is an activator of alcohol dehydrogenases. So you can put up here is that zinc is for biosynthesis of auxins, that is IAA. Let us come to the boron. Boron is having various functions. Let us see one after the other of the boron metabolism. The boron is required for membrane functioning like that of calcium. It is used for membrane functioning like calcium. Do remember that boron and calcium both are meant for the membrane functioning, and boron is required for uptake and usage of calcium. Uptake and usage of the calcium both are very much important, and boron is helpful for another one, that is pollen germination. Yes, we know that boron causes carbohydrate translocation, that is sugar translocation, and we know for the germination of pollen that requires carbohydrates on the stigma. So after successful that pollen pistil interaction, the boron causes pollen germination by causing the transportation of sugars to the stigma where pollen germinates. So we know that pollen is the male gametophyte that gives rise to male gametes along with the pollen tube. So pollen germination. Some other functions of the boron include here is that one is cell differentiation and cell elongation. Cell elongation and cell differentiation. Right? The other is carbohydrate translocation. Carbohydrate translocation. So we say that boron is helpful for pollen germination, that I put up. Next, that is manganese. Manganese is helpful for photolysis of water. We know that during the non-cyclic electron transport, in the presence of sunlight, chlorophyll molecule gets excited, and that P6CIT plus is, it loses electron. When it gets excited, it loses electron, becomes cation. This P6CIT plus, after losing electron, this is a biologically a strong oxidizing agent. This is strong biological oxidizing agent, means it can extract electrons from any molecule that is nearby. So generally water is present in that thylakoid membrane, and water gets oxidized by P6CIT. So here the water molecule is being splitted into 2 electrons, 2 protons and half O2. So this is caused by P6CIT with the presence of an enzyme called as a multi-protein complex, that is called as WSC, or water splitting complex. It's also called as oxygen evolving complex. It's also called as OEC, that is oxygen evolving complex. So What is speciality of this OEC? This oxygen evolving complex contains 4 manganese, 1 calcium, chlorine, oxygen, as well as tyrosine, an essential amino acid. Tyrosine is present in the WSC, water splitting complex, or oxygen evolving complex. So one of the defined function of manganese is splitting of water during the non-cyclic electron transport that takes place in the light reaction of the chloroplast. So during this process, the oxygen evolves into the atmosphere. So this oxygen becomes the source of life for the entire flora and fauna that is existing on Earth. So it is discovered by Robert Hill and many other people. It's called Hill reaction also. It's also called Hill reaction. It takes place during non-cyclic electron transport of the light reaction. So we have put up all the options here. One should be very thorough with all these elements and especially their functionalities. We are having about 9 plus 7, 16 elements are there, among which apart from hydrogen, oxygen and carbon, that is CHO 16 minus 3, total 13 elements. So 13 elements and their functionalities. One should be very thorough because a question can be asked like this. It's very difficult. I request you to make a note of all of them and to read them every day, and over a period of time you get by heart of all of them and revise them like occasionally, periodically, like for 1 week, 1 month, like that, so that you never forget those functionalities of these elements. So let us see here. Iron, that is required for chlorophyll synthesis, that is A3. So this is the option here. Let me check once again. B4, B4 it is IAA biosynthesis, and C2, that is boron, pollen germination, and D, manganese, that is D1. So this question is extracted from mineral nutrition and essentiality of minerals, how they are helpful in metabolic reactions. So I hope we are doing well and you are also not wasting your time preparing well for the next coming NEET examination. Do drop your comments and mention your responses in the comment box, and please subscribe my channel, that is Vivid Botany. So hope we will be discussing the next questions also one after the other, and we will be clarifying almost all questions which are very tough, which are unreachable to the students. So thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe my channel, that is Vivid Botany.